Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to FudgeMuppet. It's Michael here, bringing back a classic Skyrim build known as the Merchant. The Merchant, in a nutshell, can be any race and any gender, as long as you disregard peasants and acquire some heavy coin. Now, whilst you can be any gender, we'll be showing you our two preferred methods. So if you feel like a more oriental experience, the more underdog approach for roleplaying, we've chosen a female Khajiit, which as you know are the main traders who caravan around Skyrim. On the other hand, if you're looking for that pimped out make it rain CEO man, we've chosen a male Imperial, and due to the Imperial luck ability, you'll find more septums everywhere. We've chosen to use the female Khajiit for our footage though, and her backstory could be altered slightly to fit the male Imperial if that's what you want to play as. The Merchant was born in Cyrodiil and was brought up traveling from city to city with her family. They ran a general goods store which originated from elsewhere, but had traveled to Cyrodiil in search of a larger variety of goods. Her parents also wanted to get away from the traditional Khajiit culture, which they viewed as undesirable. As time went by, the family settled in Shaden Hall and were able to establish a storefront which would operate in the city for the next few decades. They succeeded in stocking a large variety of goods, however they found that they could only give their products small markups from the buying price if they wanted to actually sell anything. As the Merchant grew into an adult, her parents taught her their trade, and she would often act as a saleswoman for the store, convincing people to buy and sell products at good prices. Eventually, the Merchant had a true silver tongue, but definitely saw problems in her parents' methods. They would tell her that high risk equals high reward, but they didn't walk the talk, they played it safe. The Merchant thought that buying items to sell was not effective, and that it would be better to learn new skills so that they could source most of the goods themselves. Her parents disagreed with this, saying it was dangerous, but the Merchant decided to start studying new skills anyway. This included combat. As she continued to mature more and had learnt a range of new skills from various people around the city, the Merchant decided to leave home. After deep consideration of where she would head, the Merchant decided to travel to Skyrim due to the Civil War. The economy would be booming, and she figured she would first go to Whiterun to suss out what trade opportunities existed, and then most likely Solitude. She would find a strong Nord or other companion to help her on her journeys, and she would seek out the best methods of learning new skills that added value to her products. After leaving her parents on good terms, but also telling them she'd proved their safe methods wrong, she headed to Skyrim but was caught on the border. Now let's get into the FudgeMuppet Skyrim guide on how to be a merchant. So first up we have skills, and the main skills for this build are going to be speech, smithing, and enchanting. Basically, these skills are going to be the building blocks to getting absolutely loaded to the point where you own every property in the game, yet still have close to a 7-digit sum at almost all times. Speech is obviously going to allow you to sell your loot for more and buy goods for less, but here's a FudgeMuppet pro tip: don't buy things you really don't need to, and it really detracts from your profits. You're going to want to find all your items yourself, however there is one exception: smithing. If you need to, you can buy materials to smith items with, and the smithing skill is going to allow you to make armor sets and weapons or improve what you find. Take this stuff that you make, sell it, and invest your profits in improving and creating more stuff. Rinse and repeat. That said, the real money won't come from smithing. That said, the real key to success is in the lists. And by the lists, I mean the lists of useless crap you pick up or create to enchant. Find or smith yourself a whole bunch of useless items, such as the infamous Iron Dagger, and enchant them with soul gems to be sold for a lot of cheese. A minor skill you can use to make money as well is alchemy if plants and stuff are your thing. Simply whip up some potions and sell them for a nice profit. Like most successful merchants, combat comes second to bling, but combat is still important for anyone wandering around in the lands of Skyrim. The Merchant will therefore have combat, and you can choose any combat skills you like. You're going to want to focus on progressing your money making skills, but we actually found that using archery was fairly effective for this build. It allows you to keep a distance between you and tough enemies, and if you combine it with sneak like we did, it's even better. So for our Merchant, we used smithing, enchanting, speech, archery, and sneak, but you can modify this to suit your own needs. For the Merchant build, one more thing you can spend money on is a companion. We recommend using a companion to help you with combat, especially for when you come up against opponents that are faster than you and can close the distance between you quickly. It's wisest to pick one companion for the entire game to save money, so choose wisely. You could use a companion that doesn't cost anything, but make sure whoever it is kicks ass. You want to be killing about half the enemies while focusing on looting while they kill the rest. In terms of gear, we suggest using the fine clothes variant you can see on the screen and the most exquisite necklaces and rings you can create and enchant. Fine clothes is a great choice of apparel as it makes you look high class and rich, and also has a low weight which will help with stealth if you choose to use it. Make sure you enchant everything, not just the jewelry, and never give to beggars. No one ever got rich being charitable. On our Khajiit female, we added the Alakir hood to our fine clothes for aesthetic purposes, and this also functions as another piece of apparel you can enchant. Also, you can join any guild you like, but we recommend joining the Thieves Guild if you're using stealth, and this will help you with getting plenty of golden wagon wheels. You can also join the Bard's College, as every rich person needs a rich person hobby. In terms of a standing stone, the Lord Stone is also great to give you resistances which you are otherwise lacking, and in terms of stats it really depends on the combat style you're using. Obviously a half-half mix between health and stamina would be good if you're using archery and sneak, but of course if you want to use destruction instead of archery you're going to have to invest in magic, but like I said, we think archery works really well. And that wraps up the Merchant Skyrim build. Be sure to subscribe for more videos like this and click the like button if you love FudgeMuppet builds. You can check out our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter in the description alongside the Merchant perk link, and until I see you next time, have an awesome day.